Hi guys, Jill here, and I got to meet with Jen, who is MYBLUEBIKE101 here on YouTube. Her parents live in Sarasota, which is south of where I live, which is Kissimmee, which is near Orlando. So we met in Tampa, which was an hour-ish for both of us, at this really cool scrapbook store. It's called Scraporium. It's in Lutz, Florida, which is right outside of Tampa. So if you're ever in the area, you should really visit. They have a huge selection of stamps and scrapbooking. Their styles range from cute to artsy. They just really have a selection of everything. So we just had a great time wandering around the store, and then we went over to Panera and we had lunch and sat and talked and watercolored, and it was so much fun. And I had a really great time getting to know her, and I hope she comes back to stay with her parents so we could do it more. So anyway, she brought me some gifts, and I wanted to show you. First, I'll just show you what I got at the store. I was being really good. I got this Lawn Fawn die cut, and I had been sent this in a pocket letter, or more than one, but this was my last one of the die cut, and I was happy to see this, and so I picked that up, as well as this stamp set. As you can see, I've used it, and I don't know where I put the card, but I have made a card with it, and I'll be showing it to you. But I really love this style. I know that Hero Arts calls it two-step, but it's more than that. So I really love that stamp set, and I could have gone way nuts. Okay, so Jen made me this beautiful card. This is with a Stampin' Up set that is now retired, but luckily her mom found her one through a friend, so she now has this, and she watercolored this, and I'm pretty sure because she turned me on to the Zig Clean Color markers, and it's all her fault. But I ended up getting these on Amazon. You can get the clean color markers without the brush tips, and you can get the 60 set for $100 less than the real tip ones, and they're those same vibrant colors. They just don't have the brush tip, and they really are more vibrant than, say, the Distress or the Tombos, which is what I have. So I'll use them in conjunction. But see, they have a bullet nib as well as that typical little, what do they call it? Well, it's a 0.5. So, and they come in this nice storage case, which is always helpful to have. And they're made for travel. So anyway, I ended up buying that, and they were $65 for 60 markers, so that's not bad. And then, as Jen always does, she did the inside here, trying to cover the note because that's private. And I love how she does the pockets. I've started stealing that idea. But just a beautiful card with the Prima die cuts. And I just absolutely love it. And she totally enabled me on those markers, gotta say. This was on the packaging. She made all these little clay embellishments for each of the items that she brought me, which were beautifully wrapped, tied with this, and some seam binding. Of course, I destroyed it. I always do. And here was one. There's another one. This one got destroyed. The dog thought it looked tasty, so sorry. She stamped me these beautiful images, and she used the Simon Says stamp stitched rectangles Aren't these nice? How cute. And then this is that set. How cool is that one? I was eyeing this one. I think this is a year that I didn't get anything during celebration. So I always appreciate when people take time to make stuff for me. And then these clip art, aren't they cool? Love that one. All birds. Sorry, my throat's acting up today. That's cool too. So I just love those in this cool little vellum bag or glassine. And then she made me these earrings. And look at the cool little, almost rosebud-like with the fluted. And it's funny because I gave her a little paper clay from Martha Stewart. I had found another one of the paper clay sets for $6 at Michael's. And it had the roses in it where you make the really thin petals and you flute them at the ends. So it's funny, she had already started to use that technique when I was buying her something to make that technique. And look how she presented them and she put the ends on them. So cool. I love those. But then the piece de la resistance, and my French is very bad. I think it's the piece de resistance. I don't know. Anyway, that was a fail. So here's the piece on it, the clay, and she wrapped it with the pink seam binding. It's an entire jar of her sugared flowers. And if you've watched, it takes time for her to do these because she puts the gesso on them, and then she puts the glossy Mod Podge, and then she uses the dim, oh my, I'm having a hard time with words as always. And then she puts the Tim Holtz distress glitter on them, and it's an entire jar of them. I'm just going to take out a few. But aren't these just gorgeous? And look, these are spotted ones. Aren't those gorgeous? Ah, I kept looking at them when we met. You can't see the texture on that one as much, so I had to dig out another one. This one either. How beautiful. I told her I'm not going to use these for a while. They're just going to sit someplace I can stare at them. And I know so many of you can understand that. And that was just, and again, that's one of those gifts. And look at the lid and all the details. And again, that's just one of those gifts that you just can't go by. And it's just amazing that she took that much time. And look at